Okay, here we go. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. It is Thursday. Very interesting day today with the storms we had yesterday. We told you as we left here, we had no idea what to expect or when or if we're going to be on or how and when, but we did a regular show starting at 6 like usual, but it wasn't your usual show. So we just kind of went through a lot of the storm damage and the stories that happened because yesterday when we left here, what an unpredictable day it was. It was crazy. I had thought we were going to have to deal with a lot of flooding and that was going to be a big issue. Looks pretty dry to me.
Yeah.
Just freaking big-ass tornadoes all over the place. And they started dropping when we got out of here. That thing makes landfall at 8:30. I was out here before 11 a.m., and you were telling me about tornadoes. So, you know, doing quick math, which I know we're not allowed to do, but that's like a good 8 to 9 hours ahead of when the hurricane makes landfall that we are getting our asses rocked with EF2 and 3 tornadoes.
It was insane. We first noticed it, right when we clicked on the podcast. I was like, that's weird, a tornado in Broward, and that thing looks big. And, Kevin, we have a tornado. I didn't even know how to say it to you. I was like, I don't want to ruin the podcast, but there's a effing tornado.
Yeah, and, you know, honestly, I before yesterday, I really didn't sweat South Florida tornadoes. I had been through one. And that was supposed to be one of the bigger ones we'd had in a long time. I was in the middle of the one that went through North Palm and
Gardens.
Yeah, I was in a gym. My son was playing basketball, and I was there, and everybody's kind of. And I remember it ripped the doors of the gym open, but I was kind of in there. I might have been half drunk, and I was just I kind of slept through it, so it didn't really faze me. It was the one where that one guy was driving, live streaming with his dog, and it took his car and flipped it. I'm like, well, that's kind of impressive, but in 25 years, that was the most severe tornado I'd ever seen. And then yesterday happened, and then it just resets everything you think about the possibility of tornadoes in South Florida. Now, if it's a regular thunderstorm, you know, I assume we're going to see what we saw before, but man, if you're talking about what's coming up with the tornado, I guess anything's possible.
I don't think we recognize what our old world of hurricane coverage was yesterday. I was just like, what is this? How is this?
Yeah.
It felt like we were in some foreign land dealing with some stress level I just wasn't prepared for.
No, I couldn't believe the videos that I saw. My daughter had showed me the one that we got from Twitter Sarah's brother, and I was like, wait, that's
what?
A tornado? That's here?
That's happening right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was really like, oh my gosh, it's real.
Yeah. Neens105 in the chat said, yeah, they're saying there's a record of 126 tornado warnings, and they're going to do the assessment to find out which ones were definite. I think at least a minimum of 19, and then they start categorizing them. Are they EF 1, 2, 3, whatever? So, and then right now everybody's talking about how amazing the weather is. Like the humidity's gone. It's sunny. It's beautiful. Everybody's outside just enjoying it and loving it. And what a tale of 24 hours, huh?
Oh, that's his Mother Nature just doing one more extra thing to fuck with your head.
She just wants to remind you she's in charge.
She can make it nice, she can make it shitty, but just make sure she can make it however she wants to.
It's like our head's in her lap and she's petting our hair, and then all of a sudden she slaps you across the face. You're like, what the hell just
Some people
happened?
are into that.
I know. That's right. Some people are in it.
We do take for granted, though. I mean, just how quick Mother Nature can turn shit on its side and
unpredictably
smack you around.
We thought we knew what we were getting with Hurricane Milton. We really did. We were like, it's not going to be that bad.
You said when you were in California, you went through an earthquake?
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering what would be scarier to go through, like a bad earthquake or a bad tornado, and they both are horrifying to me.
Yeah, I didn't sweat the earthquake. It wasn't, one, I went through the Northridge quake. I was on a beach, and so I didn't even feel it. And I came back to the apartment where I was staying. It was spring break, I think it was. And everything was out of the cabinets, and it looked torn about. And I thought they were messing with me because, like, oh, gosh, we just had a really big earth. Because they were joking about it before I got out there.
Really?
And, yeah, and I couldn't believe them. I'm going, you guys went to a lot of trouble. And then they turned on the TV, and that's when the news was talking about it. But, yeah, being on the shifting sands of a beach, you don't feel it at all.
Wow.
Okay, I wonder if you were in the house, would that or if you were at a building or something.
I was in another one that happened more in Northern California, and I was in a radio studio. And see how we have speakers hanging there? The speakers that we have 2 speakers hanging down from our ceiling, and they had theirs attached by cables. 2 cables on each side, and the speakers started to sway. And it was when we had compact discs in those cases, and there was a whole wall of CDs, and some CDs started coming out of the wall. And I was like, whoa, man.
Yeah.
It was quick, and it wasn't anything more than that. I was like, that was kind of cool. But that was it. But no, anything that snaps bridges and collapses roads and stuff like that, I never went through something of that level. But yeah, yesterday, it's almost like Mother Nature's like, okay, and you're fucked, and yep, you're fucked, and you're fucked. And it was just so intermittent. That's what's insane about what happened yesterday is, most of us are all good and, nothing at all. And then why God went after dogs yesterday, I don't know. That was kind of a weird thing. Erin sent in. She said, I don't know if you mentioned it, but Furry Friends, one of their locations in Palm City, just devastated. Sent in some of the photos. That looks like a big old, kind of like a trailer, I guess you could say. That's flipped up on its side.
Wow.
The dog cages and kennels, you can see right there, wiped out. You can also see that kind of a garage that's done. I think it was in maybe St. Lucie County where the sheriff, they had a car garage where they keep a lot of their SWAT vehicles and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like a glorified carport.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of vehicles in there.
It looked like, to me, it would have been sturdy because it was metal and whatnot.
It was metal.
It was twisted and tore up.
It looked like a tin can that somebody just went rip and tried to make a bong out of.
Pretty crazy. And so that all happened. And then in other places, they used Tropicana Field in St. Pete as a place for people to come as kind of a shelter.
Oh, boy.
And Grant did have a good point. It is a dome, but it's got one of them bitch-ass little roofs on it.
Why would you send people to a bitch-ass roof shelter?
Gone, yeah.
Were they really using it as a shelter yesterday?
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, with cots and all that. And if you're watching YouTube right now on KVJ TV, you can see the footage. It's a drone footage from outside of the stadium showing you everything inside of the stadium, which lets you know the roof did not hold up.
Oh, my gosh. That's horrifying. If people were there because they evacuated there and then the tarp roof blows off of it, why would they send people to a roof that wasn't structurally sound?
Yeah, somebody's going to have to answer to that. That's a good question.
That's dumb.
That's already been a stadium that's kind of earmarked where a lot of people just say it's trash anyway.
Maybe they're looking to knock it down, and this is just the nudge they wanted.
Yeah, Remy said it was a site for first responders.
Oh,
so that's what
okay,
they did for,
okay.
yeah.
That's
So,
better. Good.
I guess because they might be more durable, but still.
Still.
Yeah, it's not ideal. And then the story of Lieutenant Dan. They got his name from the Forrest Gump movie, but as a guy on a small little boat in Tampa Bay, right there in the bay that was docked up, and he wasn't going to go anywhere, but apparently he did.
Have we checked with him? Does anybody know where he is? Is he on TikTok this morning?
I haven't seen that, but somebody did text in that Lieutenant Dan has an open warrant here in Lake Worth, so he may not be coming this way.
I would advise him to not come this way.
Lieutenant didn't need a lawyer.
Yeah. So there you go. And Remy said, yeah, the Rays are moving into a new stadium for 2028. So, yeah, the Trop, as they call it, Tropicana Field's likely going to be knocked down. And this may just escalate it quicker.
This may be the nail in the coffin of this thing.
Yeah. John sending in, this is another one of those, kind of a garage. It's one of those metal type of garages. Those things were just twisted and torn.
Gosh.
Here is a truck. I don't know if this was off of the side of the road or what happened, but it got demolished by a tree.
Oh.
So you're seeing a lot of those. I mean, that thing is totaled. That is not going to see the road ever again.
No.
Yeah. Had some trees that were uprooted, twisted, and you can see right here what's crazy is look how they're bent. These are, I guess, like maybe pines.
Pine trees, yeah.
These are pines, and they are bent in half. They're bent. The tops of the trees are now touching the ground.
They didn't snap, though.
They didn't snap. They
it
just
looks like a bent piece of spaghetti.
So what do you do with that? Do you just leave it because it's kind of cool looking, actually? But
It is cool looking.
So
but
what happens? Do you just leave it, or do you have to take it down now? I don't know.
I wouldn't do anything with it today.
I leave that thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool looking.
I'm taking a mental health day. I'm not cutting nothing today.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Yeah, it's nice that we have good weather, at least heading into the weekend. And as far as I know, I assume all the schedules will pretty much be going on. I know they were going to reopen the wharf in Fort Lauderdale, and they're postponing that until the 18th, so they're going to wait a week to do their grand reopening. But other than that, I don't know. I'll find out today if anything is different. But, yeah, I believe tomorrow when I do the schedule of what's going on this weekend, we'll have a full weekend of fun stuff to do. Jack's baby pool experiment didn't work on the water we were going to get because I thought it was going to be a water event. He was trying to track that, but the wind took his baby pool and threw it against a fence. So, yeah.
So much for science, Jack.
Yeah. So there you go. So, yeah, appreciate everybody for giving us a view of what was going on and getting perspective of it. But you just walk around today just shrugging your shoulders and being like, okay, what was that? I don't really know. Sandy said Jbird took down the wolf, which is smart, but the subsequently cracked screen, only bird. Sorry to hear about that. By the way, thank you for giving me permission to cocktail. I'm enjoying my first skinny margarita as we speak.
Enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Take the day, girl.
Yeah, I know there's some hurricane parties going on yesterday. We kind of had an impromptu little family day, which was lovely. It was nice. My daughter and my father-in-law came over, and we played some cards, and I freaking, for once, dominated Virginia.
Oh, good for you.
I had a great day. I mean, I was riding high. Everything was going so well.
Should put some money on that shit.
No, that's when I ruin it. Yeah. Plus, I don't need to give an example to Cannon for gambling. I'm trying to go the other way with that kid.
How's his gambling doing? Is it slowing down or speeding up?
No, it's out of control. It's a raging fire at this point. Don't even know what's going on. I just keep somehow my email though is linked to the Hard Rock betting app, and all I just see is deposits of actions going on. I'm like, yeah, he's gambling like a fiend. So
just don't bet on the high school games. Then you're doing a Pete Rose.
You know, the good thing about it, because he's on the Hard Rock betting app, it's only what they offer.
Yeah.
They don't offer any high school games.
Because you know, if they had high school games available for people to bet on, people would bet on them.
Yeah, well, you know, it's he and his friends, they're really all locked into it because they love sports, all of them. That's, you know, the thing that he and his clique have in common. All they do is sports. It's nonstop. That's the only thing they know how to speak about.
No ladies? Never brings no ladies around? Never?
There may be ladies you all just don't know about it. He may be smart enough not to bring it up in front of you all.
There might be a little something going on, but we'll see. I'm trying not to be annoying about it, but yeah,
exactly. Because if you're annoying about it, that's when you'll hide it.
Right. I don't want that. I'm like, you do what you're doing.
But you can sniff around.
And that's why you hide it.
Yeah.
From horse shit like that.
Right.
It's fun to sniff around.
Yeah, I know. I see how people react when you sniff around.
Exactly.
So.
Shut down.
Yeah.
They don't
like that.
No.
Some sniffers can't be shut down.
Yeah, I try to mind my own business.
What's that like?
I know, right? Yeah, Virginia cannot relate.
Not relate at all.
Ashley said, I've always heard about the government controlling the weather and always thought it was a bunch of bullshit for the most part. After Hurricane Helene and now Milton and all the insane tornadoes, I'm starting to think it is a real thing. What are your thoughts and opinions on it?
I wanted to bring it up today, but I didn't think today was the right day because everybody it was very hurric. It was just, I don't know. I didn't think it was the time for goofy questions, but I did kind of. I know it sounds crazy, but it is now a discussion people do have that the government's able to produce certain types of weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it's been around, and it's a highly charged political thing. I know they've talked about the motives of why would the government even do that, and it's manipulating money and for political gain and all this kind of crap. And
look through the history of why the government's done anything where they didn't tell you the truth.
Yeah, right now, just from what I've read, I think, and we talked about this about a week or so ago before it got so political, before Hurricane Helene, and I said, maybe in 20 to 30 years, I know they're doing trying different things in which to manipulate. And I'm sure they look at what happened here with hurricane season and said that Saharan dust really kept it quiet for us. And so I know the question's been asked. I've seen interviews with your Bill Gates and your Elon Musks and all that, and they're talking about, okay, what are some things that we could do to possibly manipulate? Now, the fact they have some little gizmo machine to go and down all that up.
You get a tornado.
Yeah,
you get a tornado.
I don't buy all that crap.
That is straight up at the G.I. Joe cartoon where the Cobras control the weather.
I already saw pictures this morning that people took from Tampa that were pointing up at the sky as the hurricane was coming ashore. And they're like, what is this black ring thing floating in the air? What's this? What's this?
I will say there was something in the sky, I would say in the 3 to 4 o'clock hour, and it was still very, very windy out, and it was out west, and there was a bunch of clouds out there still, and it looked like there was this light that kept illuminating, going in, going out, going, and I'm wondering, were there drones out there at that time? Wouldn't a drone get knocked down by that wind?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it was that close.
Drones and wind do not mix.
Did anyone else see any weird lights out there?
Unless it's a powerful government drone that controls the weather.
It was odd. It was an odd look.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking it's probably some weather balloon. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, my thought on it right now, where I am, I believe that weather is getting more severe. I think that, we got little climate change issues that are going on because, look, it is. Every storm is just, this is the storm of the century. We haven't ever, and so, yeah, I mean, that's legit.
Each one is worse than the last.
Yeah, there's something going on. So, yeah, there's something happening there. I don't believe it's a gizmo machine that people are dialing it all up. I think that we do have ways that we could start to manipulate the weather. And maybe in 50 years, that could be something that we do. I mean, imagine if we could always adjust the climate. And then, obviously, the big problem then is we would turn from nuclear bombs to countries that have weather control machines, and then that would be the big fight.
I don't want people to get it twisted. I'm not saying that there is weather control, but what I'm saying is it possible? Is the technology is that something that could be a possibility in the future?
Yeah.
I don't know. Technology seems to really be speeding up, and people are afraid of things being, illuminated on the sky that look legit real, where you go, oh my gosh, there is a face in the sky coming down.
I'm a yes on that. And I think they are discovering ways to manipulate weather. And, of course, there are always countries that want to undermine you. And they do things right now. A lot of times their focus is spent on the internet and trying to hack. But if they said, hey, we could maybe do a few things here, and it would increase the chances of them having to deal with a storm, and it's distracting, it's damaging to them, bad for morale. Yeah, it could happen. Yeah, like I said, I don't know that we are there yet, but one day maybe. Now, Elon Musk, who a lot of us believe himself is an alien, they've talked to him about secret government technology and, alien spacecraft, and what does he think about all this kind of stuff? Because it is, in a sense, maybe tied together. So here's what he's saying. And if he did have such knowledge, he's got a social media platform, would he let you know about it there?
I mean, there's always a bunch of classified programs that are underway of new aircraft and new missiles and things. So that are classified even within the military. So it's only if you have the top secret compartmented clearance, would you know about this new program? So then some pilot sees something moving fast and says, hey, I saw a UFO. I'm like, yeah, that was actually a new weapons program, but we can't tell you that. But if you can guarantee that the split second I see any evidence of aliens, I will immediately post that on the X platform.
Yeah, so he said that with SpaceX and there's 6,000 satellites, he has never once encountered extraterrestrials.
Oh, what the fuck? I mean, of course he's going to say that.
Because he is one.
Yeah.
No, don't look over here.
And just because he didn't come across something doesn't mean it's not real.
He says that governments develop aircrafts in secrecy, which may explain sightings. He's open to future evidence, but from his experience right now, he says, nope, haven't seen it. If I did, I would post it. And, because they do try to do that where if something is bunk and you do see it now, they kind of tag it with a little bit more back information so to try to battle disinformation.
There's nothing to see here. Hold on, I'm getting a message.
Got a couple other comments here. Even though she's talking about tornadoes today, Virginia still has her half beard on.
Oh, yes. It's very sexy.
Jeremy said, I love how Virginia still gets away with the punishment by putting the half beard on the side of her face that's covered by her microphone so you can't see it. Oh, boy. There you go.
I did not plan that. This is just how I sit every day. I'll switch it if you want, you little bitch.
And Jonathan said, I thought a good punishment for Virginia would be to have her not wear makeup for the entire week. Let's see her natural MILF beauty. Okay.
Okay.
Does that,
Oh, yeah.
does that
no.
scare
That's
you?
that's
or
such a
does-
tough. You're so brave to not wear
I've
makeup.
already made this video, sir, but I'll do whatever.
Is that scary to you, the concept
No.
of leaving the house without makeup?
I prefer not to, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I didn't think that was anything that would
I
be.
always wear makeup, but if you want me to not wear it, sure, I'll do whatever. I'll dance like your monkey.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dance.
It's mine sucks too. So I mean, I can't escape it. When I go out in public, I have a fucking half beard. People are looking at me like, this guy's got a fucking half beard.
You do. You do have a half beard, yeah.
I do. People are looking at me very weird at the grocery store. I keep forgetting that I have it. I think I'm gonna color it in though, but I don't want to dye it because I'm allergic to the dye. I might just, I don't know, put some kind of. Didn't you say there's some kind of stuff out there?
There's a vegetable dye that's better for the skin than like just for men. Just for men, a lot of people have allergic reactions to that. It's a lot of chemicals.
That stuff is poison, man.
Yeah. It doesn't react well to your skin, right?
No, I feel like they changed something in that stuff because
They might have.
because it would attack the face, man. It burn your face. It would leave burn marks
Like
on
a chemical
and
burn.
I looked into it. Many people had that problem. This wasn't just a Jbird problem. This is a lot of people's problem.
Okay. Now, Nick has an email here. We were talking about the dangers of bachelor parties. More than 70% of people had experienced a situation where a marriage didn't happen or they witnessed some cheating that had happened at the bachelor/bachelorette party. That usually is an issue. And Nick said that my buddy, for his bachelor party, his wife had made a rule of no strippers. So we went to a restaurant in West Palm with drag queens. I forgot the name of it. He still got his lap dance and all that, but there was no worry about him cheating. The wife was fine with that. What do you think about that? Yeah, I don't. To me, I think it's.
Wait, what?
Yeah, what? I'd be like, wait, what are we doing?
That's a weird left turn.
Yeah, what? What are we doing? Yeah, I don't know. That's.
How do you guys feel about that? Kevin's like, huh?
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. I guess some people feel like they can't get married until they've had a lap dance.
You know what,
I
man?
don't know.
Sometimes it's okay for you to just say, I don't know.
Huh?
I don't have the answer.
That's weird.
And then the best man did get the drag queen's phone number and wanted to invite her back to the hotel after, but we told him no. I think they still talk.
Wait, so was he trying to get with? I don't get it.
I think this is the best man that did it. Maybe the best man was into the drag queen, and I don't know. I'm so confused. So confused with this story. I don't understand why any of this happened.
Was this a carnal move, or were you just trying to be funny?
I don't know. I'm just so thankful I wasn't at this bachelor party. I'd be like, what are we doing here? What's going on?
Oh, yeah.
It's a drag queen giving him a lap dance? And wait, you want to get with the drag queen? Like, what? I don't know what's going on here. So I don't know. It's very odd. It's an odd thing, but, to each their own. Everybody does their own little thing. Whatever. And Nick said, can you let Jbird know there's no X in espresso?
What did I say?
Espresso. And it's espresso. They're saying, being an Italian, he should know how to pronounce it. So.
Oh, boy. I'm sorry.
We all know he's a shitty Italian.
Yeah. I should be an ex-Italian.
No, don't say that. The Feast of Little Italy is right around the corner.
Oh, man.
How dare you?
I better get my espresso on.
They want you to come out, too, because they want you to be a grand marshal again.
Oh, okay. So they want the shitty Italian.
They do. They don't think you're shitty at all.
Oh, the one up in the Treasure Coast?
No, this is Abacoa.
Okay. I'm usually more sober at the Abacoa one.
That's
Okay.
a problem.
When I go up north.
Yeah,
I don't know. Something about the 772, the Pizzle, the Port St. Lucie. It brings out the werewolf in me.
He has time to drink on the long commute up there.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's usually true.
I guess that does make sense now.
Roadies.
Uh-huh. There we go. Matthew said, I heard you guys talking about pet squirrels, and there's a guy that has a pet squirrel in my community. It's an outdoor squirrel, but this guy is out there every day by this tree hanging out with the squirrel.
Aw,
It looks pretty friendly to me.
that's adorable.
Yeah, to me, that's how you do it. In a sense, when I was spending time out in my backyard, it's almost like I had that where the squirrel would wait, and I got into a routine every day. I would go out there and have my little nut snack in the afternoon, and he would come up, and I'd hand feed him nuts. He'd be like, all right, little buddy. And then, boom, he'd
It's beautiful.
scamper off and do his little thing.
I wish you would have got some video of that.
I think I did capture some photos and whatnot. I think I did get a video of him.
I
Yeah,
love
kind of
that.
doing that. It was kind of hard because he's very camera shy. So I don't know if he necessarily loved it. But Echo sent us what is a pretty nice concept here for a license plate, a specialized license plate. This person drives a Chevy Impala, and they've got the license tag that will let you know what kind of car they're driving, and they got Vlad the, so it says Vlad the Impala.
That's funny.
Quite clever.
See what they did there?
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty nice. Clever little thing. Some other stories. There really wasn't a lot of stuff that happened yesterday to talk about. The only thing that I probably would have loved to have gotten more into, and as of this moment, I don't have the audio, I think, in front of me, but we always talk about how pervy Gene Simmons is from Kiss, how gross he is.
He is gross.
I mean, so gross.
He's 75 now, and for some reason, they invited him. I guess he's a judge on Dancing with the Stars, which he doesn't dance. So what is his credibility?
He doesn't dance, and he's got a history of being a slime ball towards women. So I don't get why you would have him as a judge in there.
And apparently he made all these creepy comments during the show, which is what I can't wait to see. And hopefully tomorrow we can get some audio of this. But I do have the quotes. One, Gene Simmons says, Danny, I'm telling you, you're right next to one of the more beautiful women on the planet. And this is Danny Amendola, the former NFL player, and his partner, Whitney Carson. Then later in the show on Dancing with the Stars, he was commenting on the routine of Chandler Kinney and her partner, Brandon Armstrong. And he said, Chandler, you fogged up my glasses. You move me, not just with your gyrations and so on, but your beautiful face. And people are like going, ew, this guy is creepy.
He's kind of got that. I would like to eat your face. Yeah, he's just weird, man.
He's always been very pervy, but when he was younger and he was in a rock band and it was just an era where we hadn't gone through #MeToo yet, people didn't really say as much about it. But yeah, now that we are where we are and he's 75 and he's still the same way. One comment said, Gene Simmons' comments about the ladies are giving the energy of the gross uncle who corners you at the reunion.
I remember we interviewed him back in the day. One of the first things he said to you is something about, yes, I remember I had your wife. Yeah, it says something weird about how he bedded your wife. That's always his shtick, how he sleeps with everyone's wife. Or their girlfriends. Like, dude.
And it didn't even connect. It didn't land. And it's like, all right, well, this guy's a fucking douche.
He is a fucking douche.
I grew up a massive Kiss fan, too. And it was right about that time. I'm like, ugh, fuck this guy.
And there was some other guy on there that had to apologize who I think did the song Rock You Like a Hurricane.
From the Scorpions?
Yeah, that was one of the songs. And then he said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be insensitive about the hurricanes.
Oh, because the hurricane was going on
Well,
during the show last night.
Well, you had the hurricane going on, and then you also had from last week or 2 weeks ago.
Helene,
Yeah.
May have been a bad week to play that
but
song.
wouldn't there be producers?
There's a season where you probably shouldn't play Scorpions. At least that song.
We're in it.
Wouldn't producers of the show go, dude, you shouldn't play this?
They should.
Yeah. So it's not
But they're
all-
the same dummies that cast Gene Simmons.
That's a good point.
Dumb fucks.
You're right.
There's clearly some bad judgments going on here.
Clearly.
Gene Simmons, you're right. How do you have him come in there?
He's the best y'all could get.
Yeah. Some people are saying, yeah, the show was good, but yeah, Gene was very creepy.
Pedo vibes.
Yeah, I'll have to grab the audio for that tomorrow. So, yeah, our controls are kind of jacked here today, too. So it's just been one of them weird days.
His sex tape was hot, though.
I'm so mad I saw that.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. There are a couple that were just so unsexy. Gene Simmons is probably the least sexy sex tape that's been out there.
No.
But you've also got the Hulk Hogan one, which was just not fun.
You want to see something weird and bizarre? The Randy Quaid one. Holy
Oh, okay.
shit.
Worst sex tape ever?
It
Celebrity
is
sex tape?
The weirdest and worst. It is fucking bizarre,
Yeah,
man.
I'm going to have to look into that. Yeah,
I want to see that one.
You kind of do. It's got nothing to do with arousal. It's not gonna turn you on, but you are gonna not turn it off right away because you're gonna go, "What the fuck?"
I don't know if any of them have really. I'm trying to think of all these celebrity sex tapes that we've had. I mean, even going to the Kim Kardashian with Ray J, he was attacking that thing so violently. I felt like a crime was happening. I'm like, there is nothing sexy about this. It was just rough. I'm like, she could have filed assault charges after that.
And you're right. The Hulk Hogan one was
So unsexy, yeah. People are bringing up the Ron. I guess Ron Jeremy's just making them. Yeah, anything Ron Jeremy. Yeah, and people were watching that for a lot. How many movies did that guy make?
Oh, he was
A lot.
He had been doing movies since the 70s.
How did they keep paying him with him being gross? He got more gross with every movie.
He did. You can see it happen. He got grosser, man,
Somehow, though, he kept getting gigs.
because of the name.
Yeah.
He kind of carved his way into being celebrity and kind of crossing over into mainstream a bit.
Yeah.
He tricked us.
Wow.
He
yeah.
didn't trick me. I always knew he was a slime bucket.
Ugh.
All right, well, we deserve a little shout out to Panchita, always doing so much great stuff. She is having a birthday today,
Aw.
and the chat room for KVJ TV is giving you a shout out. She's a beautiful light during these dark times, not to mention a dedicated KVJ Nation. Or happy birthday, Panchita.
We love her.
We do. She's
Yes.
a doll baby.
Yeah, so thank you very much for that. Thanks to everybody locking in, being here with us today. We'll be back to everything normal tomorrow as we head into the weekend here in South Florida. Appreciate you guys checking us out. We'll see you then. Goodbye.